people are shocked. People are like, how can Pakistan government convince Pakistan people that they have won? I'm like, guys, Pakistan government has convinced Pakistan people that they have a government. It's become difficult these days, right, to do comedy. And if you noticed, you could go to jail. Our big boss. So let's stick to simple topics, nothing controversial. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, cool. So, okay. Firstly, welcome back to Habitat. It's been a while since I'm sure most of you must have seen comedy here. You know what happened, right? A few months back. Yeah, we had a renovation here, which is much needed. Been about 7 years, okay, since I've moved to Mumbai from Bangalore, right? It's good, man. One of the things that I've learned in the city after moving is, Mumbai teaches you the spirit of being happy, right? Mumbai teaches you the spirit of not complaining about anything, right? Because in Mumbai, you can die. Very randomly. With no warning. Right? You could be standing next to the road, drinking a cup of chai, discussing life, stock market, romance with your friend. Suddenly the hoarding can fall. Right? You know that hoarding fell? BMC gave a long statement, right? They said, oops. It was illegal actually. I'm like, bro, a hoarding has one job. Which is to be visible. BMC we didn't see only. We were looking at the potholes, no? So couldn't look up. Anyways, I think BMC is not a bad organization. I think BMC works really hard behind the scenes. I think there's two organizations in this country that work really hard, ISRO and BMC. ISRO, every month they launch something into the space. BMC into the ground. The balance. Like, if you don't believe me, take any road in Mumbai, okay? It'll have a board that says work in progress. You look behind, nothing's happening. It's because BMC believes in this phenomenon called as natural healing. They wait कि कुछ तो होगा. Yeah, I think they don't get enough credit. BMC, in my mind, is the only reason Mumbai has been safe for a long time. Have you noticed Mumbai has not seen anything untowardly in a long time, like no terrorist attacks for a long time, right? The reason for that is BMC, because in a city that's run by BMC, it's very difficult to plan something. Imagine you're a terrorist, okay? You take the map of Mumbai. Yeah? You studied rigorously for 4 years. ये entry यहाँ पे होगा, attack 1, attack 2, exit यहाँ पे. On the day of the attack, you open the map. You're like, where is Curry Road station? It says Lal Bagh now. Even if you do the attack and start driving away, the flyover is not there. Yeah. It's good. It's good you guys are laughing. I think it's nice to see you all having a good time. A few weeks back, this was not the case, right? We were in the middle of war. India-Pakistan war was happening. And I wrote a few jokes about it, okay? And a friend of mine was like, bro, listen, it's a sensitive topic. Be mindful of what you say. I'm like, man, did you watch Pakistan Army's press conference? The most unserious thing during the entire war. Yeah. But what a war that was, right? The war showed us that Pakistan has very close friends in China and Turkey, which proves one thing, which is that if you're a green flag, you will fall for the red flags. This is what I call Gen Z political comedy, okay? That's, Pakistan did something very different this time, right? During the war. For the first time, they were sending drones and missiles and not human beings. A very different strategy. Right? And they were fighting a very economical war. They were sending like 9-10 drones and 1 missile. Budgetish. Right? And a lot of these drones were from Turkey. Turkey had gifted these drones to Pakistan. And all these drones were getting beaten up by the Indian defense system. Yeah, basically, the only thing difficult to catch from Turkey is their ice cream. Yeah. And I can't believe that China gave Pakistan missiles. I'm like, how can China think about doing this, right? Because imagine, these Chinese missiles were being fired from Pakistan. These missiles are made in China. They could go to China also. Like, no, try. Yeah. It was crazy, man. I think one of the things that I used to look forward to during the entire war was the press conferences. Not the Indian one. Indian one was like very professional, very neatly done. Pakistan was fun. Right? Pakistan press conferences never had a schedule. They used to schedule them after India's press conferences. Right? Because they wanted the question paper. Yeah, I still remember, you know, that press conference, like 3 uncles from Pakistan Army, Air Force and Navy sitting on that little table. It looked like the set of Pakistan's Got Latent. I'm like, score kya hai? In fact, after the war, Pakistan started celebrating. Pakistan people were doing victory rallies. Can you imagine? I think there's a lesson for all of us in this, which is if you believe deep in your heart that you have won in life, nobody can do anything. Like, people are shocked. People are like, how can Pakistan government convince Pakistan people that they have won? I'm like, guys, Pakistan government has convinced Pakistan people that they have a government. This is nothing. I think for the longest time, our problem with Pakistan has been terrorism, right? It's because the youth in Pakistan has very limited opportunities. Like Indian youth, for example, has a lot of opportunities, like Infosys, TCS, Accenture. Pakistani youth has limited stuff like Indian Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Taiba. If they're very smart, they get MNCs like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, right? But if you objectively think about it, terrorism is not a full-time job, right? You're not a terrorist every single day. It's mostly a project-to-project basis job. Right? You go blow a building up, come back. You go blow yourself up, don't come back. It's very dynamic that way, right? Yeah. I'm just assuming in between these stints, they must be having the most normal conversations, like all of us, right? I'm pretty sure there's a guy going, bro, I'm in Lashkar for the last 10 years. They're not sending me on site. Yeah, man, I understand your problem. I'm in Mujahideen for the last 5 years in the back end preparing bombs. I want a customer-facing role. I spoke about Infosys. Any fans for Infosys in the audience? Infosys fans? No, they must be working at home. It's a good thing, right? Yeah. I like Narayan Murthy, sir. I think he's a visionary. See, I'm not a body language expert, okay? But every time I see Narayan Murthy sir's face, it reads disappointment. Like, I've never seen him smile. I don't think even when Rishi Sunak called him and said, Papa, listen, I have become UK's PM, I don't think he would have been happy. Narayan Murthy would have said, so what? Do you work on weekends? Man, let's talk. But I think the youth should work hard, man. If the youth doesn't work hard, how else will Narayan Murthy sir buy one more flat? Right? He bought a flat a few months back in Bangalore, okay, in this building called Kingfisher Towers, which was once owned by Vijay Mallya. The guy used to work for 7 hours a week. Like, what a turnaround. What a character, man, Vijay Mallya. You saw that podcast with Raj Amani? Yeah? It's 4 hours. Okay, it took me a month. Because, you know, if you watch that podcast, Vijay Mallya does not look very enthusiastic. Like, I think it's in his nature. He was not paying a lot of interest. It's fine. It takes time, na? It compounds. I watched this movie a couple of days back, okay? F1. Yeah? Any of you watched the movie? Clap, you watched the movie? No? Some of you watch? Others, you should, okay? It's a beautiful movie. I saw this movie on like a massive IMAX screen, okay? Like the cars driving at like 300 kilometers per hour. Fantastic, okay? As soon as the movie got done, I was stuck in a signal for 15 minutes. Okay? Yeah? Coming back to reality. Right? But F1 as a concept is not new to India. You know, right? We had an F1 race in India, in Noida, at this place called Budh International Circuit. See, F1 is all about glitz and glamour, which is what Budh doesn't like. But they're like, this is Noida. Hum kuch bhi karenge. It was not a big hit though, because people went, okay, they saw cars driving like there's no speed limit, trying to overtake each other, almost killing people around. This was outside the stadium. They went and said, oh, same thing, huh? Why pay money for this? Yeah. I think F1 as a concept is not very conducive to the Indian environment, right? Like, we don't like fast things. Like F1 is too fast. For example, they have a thing called as pit stop. Okay, in under 3 seconds, they refuel the car, change the tires, the car goes back onto the track. Nothing in India happens under 3 seconds, unless it's a bill being passed in Parliament, right? Things take time. Like imagine an F1 car in Indian situation. Okay, it comes to the pit stop, and the guy's like, "Sir, please look at 0." Yes. Now back then F1 had a team of India also, right? Force India it was called. Vijay Mallya and Sahara Subrata Roy. A match made in heaven. The car was actually running from the banks, like really fast. Yeah, good man. I think mostly the world is okay now. Yeah, except for AI. There's a lot of fear amongst people saying that artificial intelligence will take all the jobs. Have you heard this? Yes. Yeah. And my response is take na. I think AI should take all the jobs. Whose dream is to do a job, right? But don't worry. Okay, I think India is very safe. I think India is completely safe from AI because India is the only country where you have somebody employed at an automatic toll booth. Whose only job is to say, sir, you can go now. What will AI do in this country, right? We have very unique job profiles, like lift operator. His job is to press a button. What will AI do? I think India is a very tough market for AI. I'll give you an example, okay? Tesla, for the longest time, has been trying to crack Indian market, but they've not been able to figure it out only. Because Tesla's USP is driverless cars. Now, most cars in India look like there's no driver. How will it compete? Like imagine, okay, future mein Tesla finally makes it to India. There's a Tesla car in Mumbai signal on autopilot. In front of the car is an auto with a pilot. And the auto guy puts the right signal. But
it does left.
He may not take the right. The Tesla AI is thinking, ये right लेगा या left लेगा या खुदा ये तो U-turn ले रहा है. Self-combust. It's crazy. Everybody's talking about AI, right? Like I think AI has had a massive impact. Like a lot of companies are laying off, right? Meta laid off people, Microsoft laid off people. Apple is not, because Apple knows how it is to lose jobs. So, it's okay. No worries. Others, Android users in the audience. It's fine. There's a lot of chatter. People are complaining. People are, why is India not doing enough about AI? What is Infosys doing? What is TCS doing about AI? Right? I think they're smart companies. I think Indian companies are very smart. They know what to do. I think they're just waiting. They're waiting for AI to develop to an extent where AI will need customer support.